Welcome everybody, I'm Alexander Linz, Head of Content of watchadvisor.com. I am in the Omega Boutique in Zurich today, and I am just presenting you the smallest packaging of a watch that was presented this year. So this is the small packaging, you see, and it's the smallest packaging, no, joke. This is the hugest packaging I have seen this year, and it's not a coincidence that the packaging is so big, because the watch that is in here is stunning. And if you have some minutes now, please sit back, relax, and watch what we have to show you. Let's do some storytelling. The watch movement you see on the picture is something very particular, and I am going to tell you a little story. What happened whilst you are looking the picture. In 1885, Omega presented its first chronograph in a pocket watch. In 1900, Omega presented the first wristwatches. And only 13 years later, Omega presented the very first wrist chronograph. And the story I am telling you now is about Omega's first wrist watch chronograph that was originally presented in 1913. So what happened is that Omega was launching a project to find original movements that were manufactured in 1913 and later, that were fitted into the case you see here on the picture, and that were worn on the wrist. And Omega happily found 18 movements that were bought back. These are not movements that came out of a stock or of a hidden I don't know what, a hidden safe. No, Omega found them on the market. These are movements that were originally in a watch. And what happened now is that Omega found these 18 movements, and Omega started the project to make a rebirth of a watch that was originally designed and produced in 1913. So 18 movements were found, and the very best watchmakers of Omega, those who do the central tourbillon, were in charge to refurbish and redo the entire movement. The movement you just saw first on the picture. And this is a movement that originally was used in one of these watches. There is even the engraving beside of the balance wheel that gently oscillates with 18,000 oscillations per hour. There is a serial number engraved here, and this serial number, in case, would give you the exact serial number of the movement in 1913, when the movement was encased in the first wrist chronograph at the time being. So these movements were bought back and completely to the very finest standards today redone. The people in the department of the central tourbillon had to do a lot of work. They had to replace some parts. They had to, for instance, put in a new barrel, arbor, mainspring. Some screws had to be replaced, some jewels. But essential parts of the movement, as the pallet fork, the escapement wheel, they are all from the original watch. The main plates, the bridges are old. But of course, hundreds of hours of works in each movement were applied to make the watch look as it is. And to accomplish the whole story, first you find 18 movements, then you bring them to the watchmakers. The watchmakers say, wow, what horribly looking, but you see how gorgeous this watch looks now. Then the Omega people from the department of cases developed a case, 47.5 millimeters. It's a white gold case with that nice bottom, this type of officer's bottom. You can open with the possibility to see the movement. They built a white gold case with a Setna gold crown, and they of course absolutely to stay in the original look of the watch, they also made a enamel dial that is a grand feu enamel dial, that is a dial that is manufactured, that is produced by hand, one by one in the oven. You apply enamel powder on it, it goes into the oven, stays there for a couple of minutes. Only the guy who does the work knows how long the dial stays in the oven, gets out, powder is put on again, the dial goes back into the oven, so it's grand feu. The sub-dials have been manufactured separately, and then they are put together with the main dial. So it's a really enamel dial, fantastic looking enamel dial without any flaw. If you go into the light, the surface of the dial is simply gorgeous, gorgeous. So what do you see on the dial? This is the running second, and there on the other side you see a counter that counts 15 minutes. And why 15 minutes? Because this is a 15-minute chronograph. And the start, stop, reset button is not as we are used to find them here or on the top. It's down here. That's this fancy little button. And with my gloves, I hope I can activate it. There we go. And you see the chronograph has started to count the seconds. And you see the hand is really moving slowly as we saw it, and we used to see it in these historical chronographs. It's really using in 1/5 of a second steps over the dial. And this is really fantastic. It's like an old big block engine, a V8, so it's really fantastic mechanical engineering what we see here, a fantastic timepiece, and it's a really nice looking piece. 18 of them are made, and as I told you, the really cool thing here is that the movement, and here it is once again, look at this huge barrel, this huge balance wheel. That's really the way the watches were done in the good old times. It's a really big block, as I told you, and gorgeous movement. And the funny thing is that this movement will tell you its proper story. The only thing you have to do is you have to be very kind to your watch. You have to get into the mood. You would take the watch, you put it on your ear, and I will bring the microphone closer that we can hear that. And look. Can you hear that ticking? That's the typical ticking of an 18,000 18,000 oscillations per hour, 5 Hertz movement. So 2.5 Hertz, sorry, 2.5 Hertz, 1/5 of a second indication. So to bring this correctly, 2.5 Hertz, 18,000 semi-oscillations per hour, and what is indicated on the dial is the 1/5 of a second. So this is the watch, this is the movement. All these movements, as I told you, have been completely redone by the very best watchmakers of Amiga. And I would like to be together with one of these watches. It's the number 0 out of, or is it number 1? No, it is number 0 out of 18. So this is the piece that will probably stay in the Amiga Museum later then. But if you are the lucky owner of one of these 18 watches, I really would recommend you to get close to your watch, open a nice bottle of champagne or drink a good whiskey, put the watch close to your ear and listen to the story the movement will tell you, because it was originally encased in the year 1913 or later into a movement, into a watch, and was worn by who knows? We don't know that. Fantastic timepiece, and this is the engraving on the back, the number, Amiga. It's called 18 CHRO, Charlie Hotel Romeo Oscar, the abbreviation for chronograph. After presenting you this wonderful chronograph that, by the way, now is on my wrist. It's a gift. I'm happy. No, joke. They will never give me the number 0, but it's a 47.5 millimeter watch on my wrist, so you need kind of a bigger wrist to wear the watch, but you see it fits. You can see it fits perfectly. I just want to show you the packaging. So when you buy the watch, only 18 pieces are available. If you buy the watch, of course, the most important thing is that you get a certificate that proves that everything is authentic. And no one less than Reinhard Eschlimann, the CEO of Omega, President and CEO of Omega, will write a personal note underneath here and sign. And I think if you buy the watch, you will meet Reinhard. So if you want to meet Reinhard, go for the watch, you will meet Reinhard. This is the certificate that comes with the watch. That is the proof that you buy the watch that Omega, as I explained just before, refurbished from scratch, the movement, and where a new case was built. You also get this nice book in where you saw in the very beginning the picture of one of the movements. Where is the picture? Here. This is where we started first, and then you see the entire process, how the guys in the atelier of the central tourbillon at Omega brought everything together by first drawings and then work on the movement to refurbish these 18 chronograph movements they found on the market. And if you want to manipulate your watch, this is a nice little tablet you can put on the table with the Omega logo, and then you can change the straps. Everything you need, the tooling is included in the box. It's pretty easy. There's screws underneath here. You open them and then you can easily introduce these different straps that come along. There's a brown one, very Italian. That's Bordeaux red, and this is more a darker brown one. And if you are interested in looking into details, there is a magnifying glass also coming with it. And if this huge suitcase is too big for you for traveling, a travel pouch, of course, comes along where you can fit in this watch if you travel. So in case you want to show it to some of your friends and you want to travel with the watch, that's the travel pouch. Guys, I have to say you the price now. Of course, this project with such a lot of work that goes in, the watch can't be cheap. We have to agree on that. So the watches are sold for 130,000 Swiss francs, including the 8% VAT here in Switzerland, so 130,000 Swiss francs. Considering the fact that this is really a one-of-a-kind project. My past, I am about 25 years in the industry, and I've never ever before seen any company finding 18 movements on the market and saying, okay, let's refurbish them completely, redo them completely, make them look in the best manner we can. Constructing a case, white gold case with Sedna gold, push piece to start and stop the chronograph, and a Sedna gold crown, and an enamel dial, bluish hands, etc., etc. If you consider everything and the work that is there and the exclusivity you get, and the fact, as I told you first, if you take the watch and put it on your ear with a nice glass of good champagne, maybe some Röderer Cristal would be the appropriate champagne that would go with it, or some Celos maybe. If you are into champagne, go for some Celos. It will be a good choice. And if you listen to the watch and you will hear the story, the watch will tell you this is not a price you can't pay. It's not very much money. It's just a price. 130,000 Swiss francs. It's only a price. This is a lot of emotions, a lot of history, and to say it in French, to go with the Bordeaux red, chapeau, Omega, you did a great job. I have to say, it's really a project that has to be, yes, mentioned here on the video especially, and this is why you were invited from me to see the video. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. Thank you, Omega. I'm in the Omega boutique here in Zurich to give me the opportunity to show you the watch. Thanks very much. If you have any opinion about the watch, please use the comment section underneath here. Thanks for watching, and if you like our videos, then please subscribe to our video channel, to our YouTube channel, and like them.